Hey guys, welcome to another video. This video is going to be about flexible dieting. So, I have now been dieting for 20 weeks straight, and I feel amazing. The reason behind that is because I do flexible dieting. Me and my coach, she is the owner of IIFYM, which is her company, and we do flexible dieting. It is all science-based, and I am basically just going to explain what flexible dieting is. So the actual definition of flexible dieting is counting macros to achieve a certain body composition goal. So basically, let's start with what is a macro. So a macro is either a carb, fat, or protein. There are three main macronutrients. For every gram of protein, there are 4 calories. For every gram of carbs, there are 4 calories. And for every gram of fat, there are 9 calories. So basically how we have it set up is my coach sends me my macros. So for example, today I'm eating 125 grams of carbs, 125 grams of protein, and then 50 grams of fat. So I have the freedom to choose whatever I want to eat, just as long as it fits in those macronutrients. Now, your macronutrient goals will change depending on your body composition goals. So for me, I'm trying to diet down to compete in a show, so I want my body fat to be decreasing. Therefore, I will have my carbs be decreased a little bit, my fats be decreased a little bit, and just as long as I have those numbers, I'm able to create my meals and create food that fits into my diet. Now, it's called flexible dieting because there is just, you are not limited to 5 foods. So often when you see people prepping for shows, especially like, in my case, like bikini competitors, it's, you'll see the typical bro diet of like rice and chicken, and that's kind of it. But there's like basically like 5 foods that they stick to. With flexible dieting, I am not limited at all to any food. There are no labels to food. Food is just food. Food is fuel. Food is a tool. And what happens when you end up limiting yourself to like just the 4 foods like chicken and rice and broccoli is you actually deprive yourself of a lot of micronutrients as well. There's different vitamins and different minerals, different nutrients that you're not getting from those 5 foods. And yes, you can take a multivitamin and you can take greens and stuff like that, but it's nowhere near the equivalence to actually eating a wide variety of food. So I'm basically getting this whole like surplus of nutrients because I'm allowed to have this wide variety of food. So for lunch, I'll make a stir fry with a bunch of different vegetables. Like today I made a stir fry with asparagus and mushrooms, sushi ginger, zucchini, and then I put chicken in that and I put it on top of oatmeal. I'll have rice cakes, I'll have tuna, I will have cereal, I'll have cashew milk, berries, fruit, basically anything that you can think of. And I'm on prep. And I've been on prep for 20 weeks. Flexible dieting is different from any other dieting because not only is it physically sustainable, it is mentally sustainable because I'm not being taken away from foods that I enjoy, and I'm not putting bad labels on food that I enjoy. So there's no disruption of my relationship with food. I don't have that reaction of, oh no, I can't have that, that's bad for me, because that doesn't exist in flexible dieting. When you're dieting, basically you want to keep your digestion happy. When you're dieting, when you're doing anything really, your digestion is your powerhouse. It is your best friend. It's what's going to lead you to success. If your body is not agreeing with what you're putting into it, it's going to reflect in everything you do. Like your lifts aren't going to be the same, your sleep isn't going to be the same. Your body is going to tell you that something's wrong if your digestion is getting all messed up. And that's why I really like flexible dieting, because if I eat something and my body disagrees with it, then I don't have to eat it. I can eat something else. If I eat chicken, because chicken is in my diet, and my body doesn't agree with chicken, that's fine. I can have shrimp, or I can have prawns, or I can have fish, I can have anything. There is a huge stigma around competition dieting. Basically, if you think about competition dieting, you're immediately gonna think about white fish and asparagus and chicken and rice, because that's basically what is shown when people are dieting for a show. That's the typical diet of the bodybuilder. With flexible dieting, you can get the same results and you can keep your body and your mind happy. I dieted for 18 weeks for my last show using flexible dieting, and that's how I dieted for my previous show before that as well. And personally showed up as lean as possible. My body was in the healthiest state, and I didn't have to have any restrictions, and I didn't have to, you know, mess up my relationship with food. Once you start taking things out of your diet, it gets really hard to enter them back in. For example, if you start eliminating food from your diet, once you try to put it back in, it's foreign to your body, and your body's gonna be like, what is this? And it might throw your digestion off track. It might not agree with you because you have deprived your body of that source of food. I really like that I am able to, you know, meet my body composition goals and diet down to compete in shows while exploring the freedom to have diversity in my diet. Food is definitely not just physical. Food is so psychological too. Like, you know, when you want to emotionally eat, oftentimes when people are dieting, they feel like they want to binge because they're so deprived of that psychological food. If you're eating chicken and rice for like 3 months straight, you're gonna hate chicken and rice. You're gonna despise it. You're not gonna want to go near it after. And what is that doing to your relationship with food? That's eliminating 2 foods that are good for you and are healthy for you, but you've abused them so much by dieting with them, using only those 2 foods, that you just, that relationship with that food is just ruined. The big thing about restriction is when you can't have something, or when you're told that you can't have something, you want it even more. Like, it's like a little kid. If you tell a little kid, hey, don't do that thing, they're gonna want to go do that thing because they know they shouldn't. I'm able to control my emotional cravings for food because I'm not entirely restricted. Now, technically with If It Fits Your Macros, people are like, can I eat donuts and Pop-Tarts and cake and chocolate? Technically, yeah, you can. If you really wanted to, and if it fits your macros, you can. Since I am dieting down for a very professional competition, I like to keep things clean. I like to limit my refined sugar because I would just rather have carbs in volume. So for example, you can have this much of chocolate and say that's 20 grams of carbs, or you can have this much oatmeal for 20 grams of carbs. And when you're dieting and you're hungry and you want to eat volume, it makes sense that you eat the oatmeal. Not to mention it is loaded with fiber, it is loaded with nutrients. Chocolate, not so much. Basically, to put flexible dieting in a nutshell, it is sustainable because it keeps you physically happy and mentally happy. There are no restrictions on food, there are no labels on food, and it's basically, you're allowed to have food freedom to enjoy what you like eating. When you're dieting, if your body and your mind are happy, it's just gonna be such a good experience. So basically, that is flexible dieting in a nutshell, and I hope you guys found this video informative, and I hope you look forward to the next one. I will be doing kind of like a series on flexible dieting, so getting more into the details of, say, binge eating and nutrient deficiencies and just stuff like that. So please subscribe and hit the like button, and I hope you guys will join me for the next video.